Now we have come to know the book to whom this book was given. I will read few verses related to what the book, how the book is designed. In Surah Al-Imran 3 and Ayah 7. هو الذي أنزل عليك الكتاب منه آيات محكمات هن أم الكتاب وأخر متشابهات. I will read little and then we will discuss and then we'll come to this ayah again. It is he who has revealed Al-Kitab, the book, over you. In it are Muhkamat, governing ayahs. They are mother of the book. And others are Mutashabiyat, resembling. This much I have read. Now in this, Allah said this book, Al-Kitab, book. It is he who has revealed over you Al-Kitab, the book. This book is revealed. From it are ayat muhkamat. So in the book are ayahs, governing ayahs. By what you have to govern. So what are the governing ayahs? We have to find out in the book. Because the book says there are governing ayahs. So now we have to find out what are the muhkamat, governing ayahs. So you just turn one page, the next page, and Surah Ma'idah, ayah 43. وَكَيْفَ يُحَكِّمُونَكَ وَعِنْدَهُمُ التَّوْرَاةُ فِيهَا حُكْمُ اللَّهِ ثُمَّ يَتَوَلَّوْنَ مِنْ بَعْدِ ذَلِكَ وَمَا أُولَٰئِكَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And how can they govern you? And the Tawrah, the law, is near them. In it is hukum, governance of Allah. Then after that they turn away, they are not from the believers. So in this ayah, you note Allah says, in the Torah is the hukum of Allah, hukum, the governance of Allah. There is muhkamat ayat, governing ayat. When the hukum or the governance is written down in ayat, is the muhkamat ayat, is the governing ayat. So Tawrah, Allah says, وَكَيْفَ يُحَكِّمُونَكَ وَعِنْدَهُمُ التَّوْرَةُ. How can they govern you when near them is the Tawrah, the law? In it fiha, in the Tawrah, fiha, hukmullah, Allah ka hukum, hukum of Allah. And the ayahs that contain the hukum is muhkamat ayat. Muhkamat ayat, the governing ayat. Allah, the hukum of Allah is in the Tawrah, the law of the book. This is Al-Kitab, Al-Kitab, the book. In it is Tawrah, the law, and the law of the book contains the muhkamat ayat, hukum ayat, containing the muhkamat ayat, governing ayat. So now we have come to know that the book contains the Tawrah, the law. The Tawrah has mentioned in the Quran 18 times. And the book is mentioned 230 times. So in the Tawrah is the hukum or the governance of Allah. And when we say hukum of Allah contains the Tawrah, and Allah says the muhkamat ayat in the book contains the muhkamat ayat, the governing ayat, and that governing ayat is the Tawrah, the mother of the book. So ayat that contains the hukum in the book, the ayat that contains the hukum, the governance, is the muhkamat ayat, and it is the Tawrah, the mother of the book. The book, Al-Kitab is the book. Al-Kitab, I'm holding in my hand, is the book. When I'm reading his Quran, it contains the law, the Tawrah. The ayat that contains the hukum, that is Torah. The muhkamat ayat is known as muhkamat ayat, and that is the governing ayat, and that is the mother of the book, Tawrah. The other is Ukharu Mutashabiyat, and the others are, I read, هو الذي أنزل عليك الكتاب in Surah Al-Imran 3:7. هو الذي أنزل عليك الكتاب منه آيات محكمات هن أم الكتاب وأخر متشابهات. So now I've explained to you that the book contains the Tawrah, that contains the hukum. Tawrah means the law, hukum means the governance, and the muhkamat ayat is the governing ayat science, and that is the mother of the book. وَأُخَرُ مُتَشَابِهَةٌ, and the others are mutashabih, resembling ayat. For that we have to go further. It says, Az-Zumar 39 and ayat 23. Allahu nazzala asal hadithi kitabam mutashabih mathani. I'm reading just because of short of time. So Allah says, Allah has revealed the most beautiful hadith narration event, a book resembling mutashabiyah, mathani, repeating. Now, if you read the book, you will note there are ahkamat in the book. In the book, there are ahkamat. The others are narrations. Adam alayhi salam narration, Musa salam narration, Nuh alayhi salam narration. These is asal hadith, and they are repeatedly again and again coming in the book as mutashabiyah, resembling. It keep on resembling in the ayahs. So the other ayahs that are two types of ayahs, two aspects of an ayah. This ayah contains the hukum, is the muhkam ayah, the Torah, the mother of the book. The others are resembling ayah, and that is mutashabih ayah, the ayah that narrates the events of ahadith of the prophets, ahadith of events of all the prophets and all the events in the world that has to occur in the world, the qiyamah, the akhirah, so many things, the creation. So Allah said, Hal ataka hadith Musa. Did not the hadith of Musa reach you? Then he narrates. So the narrations in the ayahs is where many times there are narrations. Mostly people interested in narration, Yusuf alayhi salam narration, Ibrahim alayhi salam narration, Nuh alayhi salam narration, the Qiyamah narration, the resurrection day narration. All these narrations are repeating mutashabih mathani. They are resembling and repeating. Allahu nazzala asal hadith. Allah has revealed the most beautiful hadith. It is resembling and repeating. So we can boldly say the book contains Muhkamat, hukum, where you have to follow an order, the order that we have to follow. The others are narrations, hadith of all the prophets. Nuh alayhi salam, Musa salam, Ibrahim salam, Ismail salam, all the prophets are mentioned in the book. Narrations, they are all the hadiths, are hadiths of all the prophets, including Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even narration is mentioned in all the book. Yasalunaka anil khamr wal maisir. They ask you tell them. That's the narration of Muhammad, peace be upon him. So that is the present era, in the time. So you will find all the ahadith of all the prophets, all the ahadith of the world, the skies and the earth. That is repeatedly again and again. Not once you will see an Adam narration is mentioned, then again it is mentioned, again and again. Musa mentioned narration, again and again. Ibrahim mentioned, and again and again. So this is the mutashabih, resembling ayahs of the various prophets and other narrations. And muhkam ayat is the governing ayat where you have to follow, establish the salah, do zakat, or do hajj is muhkam ayat. That is governing, and that is the Torah, the mother of the book. So we have to follow the Torah as well, the law of the book. We have to follow the law of the book and take guidance of the resembling ayahs of the various prophets and other things. That is Asal Hadith. So that is the what book is. We will go for Salah, and if people can come back and ask questions, most welcome. Thank you.